in the world using Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at LMYDP, and use the hashtag LMYDP. So in a few moments now, I think we're going to go off and meet one of our other presenters up on the route, so that we get a real feel for what the movement of the parade is all about. So as well as Joe up at the start and Dan, who'll be making his way down here gradually throughout the course of the parade, we are also joined by Sarah Hollenby. Sarah, where are you and how are you?
Hi Bob, yes, I'm so excited here because I've never seen so many people on the streets. I mean, we've still got probably 10 minutes to go, but they have been flocking in for the last hour. And you can see the streets are absolutely chock-a-block. At the top of the road, I'm in Whitehall, at the top of the road we've got Trafalgar Square and Nelson's Column. At the other end of this historic street there's Parliament Square, the Houses of Parliament, Big Ben. There's also Downing Street. Boris Johnson won't be making an appearance today because he's on holiday, but we don't need him. Look at all these people. Also, they've been doing lots of Mexican waves in the grandstands as well. I tell you, there's a great atmosphere. We just want the parade now. 10 minutes?
Yeah, well, I reckon you'll be getting somebody. Yeah, about 10 minutes, Sarah.
Great.
But isn't it fantastic that you're getting such a crowd reaction before you've got anybody there?
I know, it is
amazing.
Brilliant, and everyone's in such a good mood. They're really excited. It's a great atmosphere.
You know, the weather helps a bit, doesn't it? It's not too cold out there, is it? Yeah. Well, now, here we are back in Piccadilly again, taking a look at what's flowing through. That, to me, looks like the first of the borough entries that we're just seeing the back of there. We'll be talking to you all about the borough entries in a while. The only reason I know it's a borough entry, or one of the London boroughs, is because I saw one of those familiar red-robed mayors at the back of that chariot there.
We'll see the mayors parading through as well, these streets of London. 2.2 miles, as you were saying. And you mentioned everyone that's got in touch. Hello to Erin, got up at 7 a.m. to watch the parade this morning. Thank you for joining us. Marshall bands she'll be looking out for at LNYDP.
So this is the herd of Marshall coming towards us, I believe. Yes, that's who it is. And remember, all of the American marching bands and many of the other marching bands as well, you're going to see in full when they get down to join Caroline and I here in what we call the performance finale area. But right now they're going around Piccadilly Circus, and look, just look how many people there are up there, Caroline.
Last year we saw, I don't know, 500,000, 600,000 people, but it looks like more than that this year that have come down for the parade. Of course, the annual event, the 34th event, free for those to come down and enjoy. And we see after the fireworks on New Year's Eve just how many people want to come and be part of the parade. As well as those tuning in from across the US, we've had messages already from Germany, finding us on YouTube and the like as well.
So, I think we could go back to the start perhaps and see what's going on up there. Let's see if Joe's with us up there now.
Hello, well look who I found in the crowd, someone quite special, Monty Panesar. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, and I'm here at the London Parade to celebrate Londoners, and I must say this is the best city in the world.
Absolutely, so who are you here joining today?
I'm here with the Lamborghini Club, and later on during the procession we'll be revving up the engines, waking up London, and there's about 7 or 8 Lamborghinis that I'm part of. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the whole day.
Fantastic. I know it's your first parade, so I'm not going to keep you. Go and join the Lamborghini Club, and Happy New Year. Thank you very much.
And Happy New Year.
Thanks very much, Joe. That was great. We're now coming back down into the what Caroline and I are seeing right in front of us. We're actually trying to avert our gaze from time to time because it's too terrifying. This is stunted reality. Oh my goodness, look at that, Caroline.
This is about as far away as you could get from former England cricketer Monty Panesar, isn't it? Stunted reality, although he will be in a Lamborghini. He might be able to go a bit faster. This husband and wife duo, and the need for speed is there. They've been riding motorcycles, Cassandra has, who we saw just a moment ago, since she was a baby on the back of her mother and father's bike as well. And now we see the professional freestyle motorbikes that they're on at the moment. There with her husband Alistair in there. He's been riding motorcycles for more than 25 years too, both in the stunt business, and it is one of those heart and mouth moments.
It certainly is, and I think we've got more motorcycle stunts coming on in the parade itself in a while. and I think there's going to be some fairly exciting and impressive stuff then. But hey, it's going to take quite something to beat this, isn't it?
Stunt riding is like a dangerous yet passionate dance between woman and machine, says Cassandra.
Okay, so I understand that our good friend Dan has made it away from the start down towards Piccadilly Circus.
Is he still running?
Well, I don't know whether he's running or not, Caroline, tell you the truth. But he's probably made some distance. Here he is. Here's Dan with some Rolls Royces.
Yeah, this is the final Rolls Royce with Miss Christmas in the back. And I always forget what the dog is called. Snowflake, of course. Happy New Year. She's with us every year and she's fabulous. The crowds, and I say this every year, Bob, Caroline, are immense. This is one of the places to come and watch the parade if you don't have a ticket for one of the grandstands. And I reckon they are probably 10 deep. Piccadilly Circus is on the other side as the London mayors go past in the bus. But seriously, guys, I don't think I've seen as many people as this over the years. It is just ram-packed, and we're all keeping each other warm as well. So lots of happy faces down here, and really excited to see the rest of the parade come by.
Thank you, Dan, very much indeed. Now you're looking at Roger Bramble, the founding patron of London's New Year's Day Parade and Festival. Served as the Lord Mayor of the City of Westminster in the year the parade was first proposed. He's in a carriage there with the High Commissioner of Bangladesh. And also there is Alistair Hamilton, who is the Her Majesty's Marshal of the Diplomatic Corps, and their special guest, Lady Armstrong, wife of the former Cabinet Secretary. And they're in our lead carriage. Here we are cutting to have a look at the Marshall Band. But remember, as I told you, we'll be seeing the Marshall Band in full when they get down here into the arena for the finale.
The marching thunder as they make their way through. Shauna Johnson, who's down with them at the moment, she's taking photos, some great photos coming in from inside with the marching bands too. One of the real delights is that everyone gets to see all the different parade acts. Some 10,000 people taking part in the parade this year as they wind their way through, and then we get to see them up close, full Technicolor, when they come into the parade ring. Hello to Cosmic, who's up before dawn to watch friends in the hashtag LNYDP. That's how you get in touch with us on social media. Waving madly from Indiana. Hello, Cosmic.
And here's the... Well, which band is... Oh, this is Delaney Marching Band. We're now seeing the Delaney Marching Band from Timonium in Maryland, making their third appearance in London's New Year's Day Parade this year. They've been entertaining people in London throughout the week with their concert performances at St John Smith Square. But today is the big day, making their appearance in London's New Year's Day Parade 2020. Delaney Lions Roar Marching Band.
The mega inflatables in front of them too, the giant hearts. London loves life, the theme of this year's parade. And you were talking about the London boroughs and the charitable arm of what happens at the parade as well, with it. The boroughs getting involved in this competition that this year, everyone watching this at home, on YouTube, around the world can get involved in.
Absolutely. The whole thing is that every year now for the last 30 years or so, we have had a competition between the London boroughs, as you know, Caroline, and they all enter floats, or they're all permitted to enter floats into the parade, and they're competing for some very, very hefty amounts of charity money. Over the years, we've raised over £2 million. Putting that into dollars, we're probably talking about 2.5 at the moment, I guess, $1 million, for local London charities. And today, the best entries from the boroughs will be judged by a whole team of people's judges that our commentators along the route have recruited. And they'll be giving their scores for each aspect of the London Borough's performances, and then the prizes will be announced, I hope, at the end of the programme today.
So the people's vote that you can get involved in via our website too. Just head to lmydp.com to find out more about the London boroughs and how you can vote for your favourite as they come through. Now, when was the last time dinosaurs roamed the streets of London?
Well, actually, I have to say it was about 4 years ago, Carol, in London's New Year's Day Parade. But before that, probably quite a while, I suspect. But I was in Trafalgar Square this morning. We were doing a little bit of promotion for the parade on BBC Breakfast, and it was quite a bizarre sight to see a dinosaur, a Mexican marching band, an American marching band, and some inline skaters as well, all going around Trafalgar Square. Can you imagine what that was like? But anyway, there we go.
Well, I think I'd rather see the dinosaur on the inline skates with the bass drum.
That would be a really special sight. And in the background here, you can see the first of our ever popular group of cheerleaders, again drawn from all over the United States of America, the premier cheerleading organisation in the world, probably, Varsity Spirit. And there they are. We'll be seeing their carefully choreographed routines in due course. All of them will be shown in full down here in the performance area. This is just the first of 4 groups of cheerleaders, and we'll tell you more about them, much more about them, as we go through the day.
Yeah, we should reiterate, we are but your soundtrack for these early stages of London's New Year's Day parade, and you will see the performances when they get down to us in the main performance arena. But we have got another pre-performance coming up for you shortly from KNE. Again, we were lucky a few days ago to have a little sample in Covent Garden, right in the heart of the real shopping district here in the centre of London, of some of these bands
that was a fantastic taster of what's to come, I think, and thank you very much for presenting it so wonderfully well, Carol. I mean,
I enjoyed it, as you say.
Really got me very excited as you learnt the samba on the street.
Let's not bring that up again. I think perhaps there is photographic evidence somewhere of that. But we got a taster, a sample of these wonderful marching bands, and of KNE, who we'll see in a moment, part of Britain's
Now you're looking at
Got
the Brunswick marching band from all the way from Ohio. I'll tell you something about Ohio in a while, actually. It's something that was taught to me by our good friend Dina Blonsky, which was very good fun. But anyway, so the Brunswick Marching Band, one of the biggest units coming in the New Year's Day parade today. And do remember that we see all of the performances of all of the American marching bands and some others down here in the performance area at the end, as they come through the end of the parade route.
10 to 20 deep at the moment, the crowd's there, so they are sampling the sounds as they come down, as they march down as well. Those beautiful plumes, the different colours of the bands that we see. They're used to performing on big occasions, the likes of Disney World and beyond, and of course here at the New Year's Day parade. Shall we hear from one of the many parents that comes with the band? Not just the marching band themselves, the family come too.
Absolutely, and they come and support them brilliantly. They really do a fantastic job. Very community thing, this. Let's go and see what Sarah's up to in Piccadilly. Sarah, have you got any bands yet?
We haven't seen bands yet,
okay.
But hang on a second. Who are you? I think they're excited. And here I've got Jen Wiles, who's from Brunswick High School, Ohio, and she's got 2 boys in the marching band. And what are their names?
Zachary and Brendan Wiles.
And what do they play?
Brendan is a snare player, and Zachary's trombone player.
Right, so that must be very loud in your household.
Very noisy. They do a lot of rehearsing.
So how did you prepare for this? What did you have to do?
For 2 years we've been preparing. We've had fundraisers, night at the races parties, raffle tickets, angel funds from our friends at home supporting us. Amazing.
Oh, fantastic. And have they enjoyed the trip so far?
It has been wonderful, a trip of a lifetime for us. And if I could just say a shout out to all of our friends at the watch party, we love you. But it's been fantastic, a trip of a lifetime.
Oh, good. I'm so pleased. And they look as if they're really excited now.
Well, you are the best hosts, I think. We are truly enjoying ourselves, truly.
That's brilliant. Thanks, Jen, so much.
Thank you.
Back to you, Bob and Caroline.
Thanks very much, Sarah. It's nice to hear that people think we're friendly over here in England. You know, I like that.
Well, she was mentioning the watch party. Meg Shaw's got in touch. She says the watch party in Brunswick is kicking off. Brunswick bands are performing in the community, members and parents are there as well. And we're watching from the Brunswick Eagles Club. So hello to everyone that's watching at the Brunswick Eagles Club. They've got one of our flags is there as well.
So hello to everybody in Ohio. I simply have to say OH, and you're meant to come back and say IO. Very, you know that, do you, Caroline?
Well, no, okay. I'm quite good at spelling.
You're guessing. But did you know you could say it the other way around and they still do it?
Oh.
So you could say IO.
I don't think I could.
There we go. Anyway, here's the Bolivians. We're going to be seeing so many fantastic people from Central and Latin America this afternoon, and this is just a little bit of a taste of how fantastic they're going to be. Look at those costumes, absolutely wonderful. Really brighten up the day here in central London. But, you know, we're very, very lucky this year, yet again. No rain, dry day, not too cold. Well, what a fantastic backdrop for London's New Year's Day parade.
So we'll have another performance with us shortly, but just seeing another of the marching bands too, and bumping into people on the way down, picking up coffees, making sure they have the prime position. They said it's the marching bands that it's a little injection of joy every 5 steps when they hear another band coming around the corner.
Absolutely, dead right. I mean, that's the one thing about London's New Year's Day parade. There is always sound in the background. There's always music or drum beat. I mean, it's never, ever flat, never, ever dead. Already just giving a glimpse here of one of the other London boroughs just setting off on the parade route. That's the London borough of Harrow from North London there. We'll be telling you a bit more about them as we see them work their way through. And I'm trying to work out who these guys are, but any ideas, Caroline?
They'll be with us shortly. They're just in front of Bolivia. I can tell you that much.
Well, that's very good.
I was keen-eyed. We are going to have a little performance for you in just a moment from KNE World. These are a 5-piece dance and music group. They were semi-finalists at the 2019 season of Britain's Got Talent. Isha, Kyle, T, Charlie and Bruce. This is KNE, and I'm going to pop down to have a chat with them in just a moment.
Here we are, me and you, no one's around. After all is said and done, we're here now. Your body language says so much with no sound. But you can bet that I am listening now.
Oh, there we are. Look at that. We're just leaving KNE World for a while as they finish their performance there in the finale area. And we're to Piccadilly Circus with the familiar statue of Eros. Got a love up there in the middle. And look at the people crowding around there, Caroline. It's pretty busy up there.
London loves life, the theme of this year's parade. Seeing those big screens up in the background. We've put more screens up than ever before across the parade route today. Those big giant balloons as they come through, the giant hearts as well. Some of the many choirs that have been performing over the last couple of days as well, carrying those balloons through. This another of those London Borough floats. We're actually in the city of Westminster here, the real heart of the city, and these boroughs that wrap around it.
Yeah, and we'll be telling you where the boroughs come from as they come through the area here in the finale area, whereabouts they are located in London, and giving you a little bit of information about the boroughs, because we figured that could be pretty interesting for the people overseas who are watching. And Caroline also has managed to do a little bit of research on famous people who have come from these boroughs, and so
really,
we'll be telling you about that. Well, you told me you did.
Saying and doing is another thing entirely.
Okay, fine. Well, I've probably set you up fair, but never mind. London's Love Life balloon.
It's the eclectic mix that we talk about every year, about the boroughs here too. We've got large groups from Latin America part of the parade this year. We've got Carnaval de Pueblo.
Carnaval de Pueblo, yes.
When my lips are a little bit cold. There's some lips that are warming up at the moment, another of the marching bands.
That's the Delaney group again, making its way down.
Now, these marching bands every year, it's a real honour, isn't it? You go out and you meet them and present them with their invitation to come to London.
Well, the selection process is really quite exhaustive and very, very careful. We don't just go for the biggest marching bands, but we go for ones who actually we feel can entertain the people of London very well. And luckily, we're getting there. And I go out to the States quite a few times every year to go around the schools and the universities and talk to them and try and convince them it's a jolly good idea to come here to London on New Year's Day and enjoy ourselves. Now we're looking at quite an iconic vehicle there, up there, that's just come through the starting arch on Piccadilly. You know what they are, don't you? The mini moke, exactly.
And moke means, what is moke another phrase for?
Now you've got me.
Mule.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So the baby of the donkeys. Because it's very
We've
precise.
got the real thing coming up shortly, don't worry.
Oh yes,
you get
of
some
course,
real
the
donkey breed society will be with us, as ever.
Some 40 million donkeys in the world.
We haven't got 40 million here today.
No, we've got a couple up here, Bob, and a few down on the parade route. At LNYDP to be part of the conversation today. Thanks to everyone that's got in touch as well. I'm so impressed with those who've got up at 4 in the morning to watch us via the stream around the world. So lovely to have you with us, to use the hashtag LNYDP. Some of the great photos that are coming in, your watch parties, watching the likes of the Delaney High School bands we see in the background there, and you'll see their performances in full when they come into the arena.
So it's great, actually. We're really getting the feel of movement in this parade and the excitement and the huge numbers of people watching. And one of the things that I think is terribly important about London's New Year's Day Parade is the little bit of ceremony and tradition that lies behind it. And earlier we were looking at the landau that was transporting Deputy Lieutenant Roger Bramble here. Roger representing the patrons of the parade, being the founding patron, and he receives every year for the parade from Buckingham Palace a message from Her Majesty the Queen. And I think it would be really quite a nice idea if we could see Roger and hear Roger reading the message from Her Majesty, which he did earlier in the week and in front of the Houses of Parliament. So this is Roger Bramble, our patron, reading the message from Her Majesty the Queen.
Good morning. May I take this opportunity to wish everybody an ecstatically happy and healthy New Year. I have here a letter from Buckingham Palace dated the 1st of January 2020, which reads thus. Thank you for your kind message sent on the occasion of the 2020 New Year's Day Parade in London. I greatly appreciate the good wishes of the participants and organisers of this year's event. I send my warm greetings to everyone who is performing in today's spectacle and to all those viewing the parade either in person along the route from Piccadilly to Parliament Square or watching on television around the world. May I wish you all a very happy and peaceful New Year, and it is signed Elizabeth R.
That's so nice for all of us to have that wonderful message from Her Majesty every year, wishing us all a happy new year and goodwill to the parade. Now we're going to go and we're going to have something very, very different. We're going to see some cheerleaders, and I think, Dan, you're going to be talking to them.
I'm head of cheerleaders at every London's New Year's Day parade as far as the TV coverage is concerned. This wouldn't be a parade without cheerleaders, would it? These guys are just about to do another performance. So I'm going to have a quick chat with one of them before they get underway again. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Tabitha Leaguer.
Let's walk and talk, Tabitha, so we don't get left behind. How have you found it so far at the parade?
I love it. I've enjoyed every single moment of it. Everybody is so cheerful and excited, and it's a great way to bring in the new year. And everyone watching.
Do you want to say hello to friends and family back home in the States?
They're actually here with me, watching me today, so hey, thanks for coming. And thanks to everyone on my cheer team from back home. This has been a great opportunity, and I just love it here, and it's amazing. Thank you.
Did you script that? That was perfect. Thank you. Have fun.
What's wonderful about some of these many groups as well, lots have been doing fundraising to come over to London, and it is a life-changing experience, isn't it? When the cheerleaders come, the marching bands too.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, we're here. The first marching band has reached us here in the performance area, and we've been seeing them as they've made their progress along the parade route. This is the Macho University Marching Thunder. Let's enjoy their performance under the direction of Adam Dalton.
The Marshall University Marching Thunder from West Virginia, USA.
Ticker tape. At one point, they were playing their instruments undercover in the house.
Absolutely fantastic.
Incredible.
Weren't they good? They were really good. Yay. Happy New Year to you, and thank you for bringing such joy to us in the performance area. What a start. What a fabulous start to the parade.
They are from West Virginia, USA, and we have marching bands from all across the world joining us here in London too. And now we're just seeing the parade make its way through to where we are down in Parliament Square, and we see more of those many parade acts as they come through too and join us here. And the real joy of the parade is that you do see people of all ages, all abilities taking part in the parade.
Absolutely. And here we have the ceremonial carriages beginning to pass through the performance area. And as I said to you earlier, the first one contains Deputy Lieutenant Roger Bramble, who you've just seen reading the message from Her Majesty the Queen. The second one, the host of London's New Year's Day Parade, the Lord Mayor, or to give her the full title, the Right Worshipful the Lord Mayor of the City of Westminster, Councillor Ruth Bush this year, wearing the blue and gold robes that differentiate her from other mayors. And then in the third carriage, which is being drawn by the Greys there, we have the chairman of the London Mayors Association, Claire Whelan, OBE.
Now, is it fair to say this looks a little bit like it was in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang when it starts flying at the end?
Do you know
it's a bit
what,
posher.
Caroline? I honestly think if you said to these Rolls-Royce drivers they looked a little bit like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, you might get the sort of answer that you wouldn't appreciate, to tell you the truth. But they are absolutely magnificent vehicles. Some of these vehicles apparently are worth £1 million,
Wow.
which is really sensational.
And the phantoms, the ghosts that they come through, the hand-crafted vehicles as well, all the work, the hours that go, and that's why they're still here today, standing the test of time. The judging panel there, of course, a people's vote this year too, that we've mentioned a couple of times. The London boroughs all compete. We'll see some of their many floats coming through the parade. They're all competing for their own respective charities to be the best borough here at the parade this year. And there is the heart
of Harrow, one of those boroughs that's entering the competition. They have been winners of the competition in the past, but we'll see how they do this year. Actually, they've certainly taken the heart theme and the London Loves Life theme to heart. Terrible.
If you do want to vote, not for Bob's jokes, but for your favourite borough, log on to lnydp.com. And you can vote on there, the people's vote.
And there we are on the top of the original tour buses there. They really were the very first people to do open-top bus tours throughout London. And they this year are carrying the mayors of the London boroughs. Those are the chaps and the ladies in the red robes there. That's the traditional red robe uniform for the civic mayors. They are apolitical for their time as mayor. They serve 1 year. And they are the chair of the council of the borough that they represent.
Back in 1951, the first tour company, first of its kind here in London, started. Bus numbers, though, first used back in 1906. That's when you first saw a number on the front of these now iconic buses.
I had no idea about that. Anyway, there we go. We've got now that's a very important point. The parade this year has gone pretty green as we can for the time being. And there you have the very, very first electric-powered bus in London. The original tour powered by electric.
Of course, the original buses, when they were horse-drawn, that was back in 1829, though, so that's a fair off. Right, another of our high school marching bands, and this is Brunswick High School from Ohio, and as you mentioned earlier, the OH and then the IO.
Yep, we can do that. OH.
IO.
Very good. IO. OH. Anyway, this school from Brunswick, Ohio, look at the size of this group. They are an enormous marching band, and they are fantastically good. You're going to really enjoy them. They're performing Auld Lang Syne. What could be more appropriate for the first day in the year? They're under the direction of Cathy Verhest. This actually is their second time coming to London's New Year's Day Parade, but the first time was way back in 1989. And interestingly, when I went to see this band in America before inviting them, I met an awful lot of the parents as well as the kids. Anyway, let's listen to the performance. I'll tell you the rest of that story in a while. Anyway, absolutely terrific performance from them. I do hope they'll be back sooner than 32 years or whatever it is next time since they were here. But what I was saying was that we did meet a number of the parents when we went out to invite this current band to come. And believe it or not, they were people who were in the marching band the first time they came back in 1989. And so these are their children, the children of, the Wonderful. Original performers here.
Well, I hope
so that's really
you were
fantastic.
watching that, I hope you enjoyed that back home in Brunswick. Let's go back down to the crowds then with Dan.
It's getting very noisy down here. I'm at the bottom of Waterloo Place, which then turns into Pall Mall. As ever, it's a very international feel amongst the crowds, and there are just hundreds of thousands of people out here. London is, of course, one of the most visited cities in the world, and we have friends from China that are here. Hello, what's your name?
Lei.
And have you been to London before? Have you experienced the parade before?
No, I didn't know.
So what do you make of it?
It's excellent. Very good.
Was it worth coming from China for this?
Yeah, of course.
And this little one enjoying himself?
Yeah.
Thanks very much for being here on the
Yeah, we're all a bit shy. I have that effect on kids, but this is just such a wonderful place to watch the parade. Round the corner you've got Pall Mall, and then obviously Cockspur Street onto Trafalgar Square. It's getting busy.
Those the miniature steamers for charity.
The miniature steamers for charity, of course, are regular performers here, and I hope they continue to come for many years to come, but rumour has it that this might be their finale, so enjoy them today. We're just taking a quick look now at the London Borough of Hackney as they pass through the finale area here. London Borough of Hackney with their mayor proudly displayed on their float there. Mayor is Councillor Cam Adams this year. The mayor's charities that he's hoping to win money for are the Ivy Street Family Centre, Sporting Hackney Mind and Sister Space Sanctuary. Now, as you can almost certainly see, Hackney's entry represents Caribbean carnival culture, with local residents and organisations helping to ensure, they say, that their entry finishes in the top 10. Well, that's not down to us, is it? That's down to the People's Judges located all the way along the parade route. So good luck to Hackney. I hope they feature well. Yep.
You can be part of it too by logging online. Hackney, one of the inner boroughs here in London, was part of the host of the 2012 Olympic Games, home to Idris Elba, Emmy, nominated 5 times, and Leona Lewis as well, the singer.
You see, you did do that research. You were saying
no, I just knew that.
You knew that, did
yes,
you? Okay,
yes,
good.
of course. Now, we are watching some of the others coming into the parade ring now. We saw, and we will see in just a moment, some of those heart balloons, the mega inflatables. We've got some dinosaurs coming. And in just a short time as well, we'll have another marching band, the Delaney High School Lions Roar. Those that are waiting and watching to see the Delaney High School, they'll be with us shortly.
Well, I hope so. And this is still Hackney passing through us here, I believe. But
celebrating the diversity of Hackney.
Of Hackney Borough, which it certainly is. In fact, it's a very cool place to be now, isn't it? So they tell me. I don't know. Anyway, let's go and see what Joe's up to at the start. Let's see who's passing through our arch for London New Year's Day Parade at the beginning on Piccadilly there. Hi, Joe.
Wow, what an amazing experience we're having so far. We've just seen the LNYDP boat race, which is something a little bit different. It's going to be coming to you, Caroline and Bob, any minute now. But I'm going to stop talking in just a second, because it's the wonderful St Clair County Marching Band.
Thank you, Joe. Don't want to talk over the marching band. Hopefully we're going to hear them in just a moment now. But
this is the Bolivian end of Hackney, ladies and gentlemen.
The uniforms, the instruments that are shipped over in advance of the bands arriving too, logistically pretty tough.
That's a very, very tough job, and tons and tons and tons of stuff is actually sent over every year. And this year broke records for the amount of kit that had to come in, but it all got here safely, I'm pleased to say. I think we had a little bit of damage to one sousaphone, but that's not too bad, is it?
To a what?
A sousaphone.
What's a sousaphone?
Caroline. A sousaphone is a marching version of the tuba.
Of course it is.
You knew that, didn't you?
I didn't like to brag.
Well, where do you think the name comes from? Sousaphone.
Susan.
Sousa.
The first one.
Now, then, what are we looking at up here? Let's see. We have got another of the borough entries. I think this might be Richmond upon Thames making an appearance for the very, very first time. We'll find out more about that in a while.
Richmond split across the Thames, of course, as a borough. Thank you to everyone that's got in touch. Hashtag LNYDP. To Kim saying, love that there's kids taking part whose parents took part too.
We're now seeing one of my favourite things in London's New Year's Day parade. Well, actually, we were seeing that. We're also seeing another of my favourite things.
That's handy.
This is yeah. Well, actually, they're behind each other, so that's great. We can talk about both of them once. First of all, there we've got the Donkey Breed Society, but behind them we've got the Sri Muktajivan Swami Bapa Pike Band, who are absolutely superb. You wait till we get them down here and see them actually performing in front of us in the performance arena at the end of the parade route here.
Talking to many of these performers, and I say the work starts on their floats, on their costumes, the day after. So everyone's at home thinking the 2nd of January, maybe we'll have a bit of breather. No such thing.
No such thing.
All working on the wonderful handmade
costumes. As I say to people all the time, the London's New Year's Day Parade, or organising London's New Year's Day Parade, is a little bit like painting the Forth Bridge, if that makes any sense to anybody who's listening to this. In other words, it never, ever stops. We're working hard on 2021 right now, and 2022 is not just a glimmer in our eye. Anyway, we're doing one of the steel bands here, UFO Steel Band.
This with the London Borough of Ealing. Again, we'll see them pop down, and the brightness of the sound, and also their costumes then, just getting everyone on their feet, as are the cheerleaders.
Another glimpse of the Varsity Spirit cheerleaders. We'll soon have the first group of those down here in Parliament Street, very near to Parliament Square, which is the finale area of the parade. And
should we hear from one of the cheerleaders' mothers?
Why not?
She's down with Sam.
Okay.
I've got Africa here, who is a mum, a cheerleader mum from Columbus, Georgia, and your daughter is Teriana. She's a cheerleader, isn't she? What does it take to become a cheerleader?
Oh man, you have to have the drive, the determination, the willingness, and the patience to become one.
Right, and how often does she practice?
Once a day for 2 hours.
Every day?
Monday through Friday, every day.
So she must be very fit.
Yes, she is, very strong.
Right. So that's where the determination comes in. And how has she enjoyed London?
Oh, she has had a wonderful time here. Wonderful time. First time here, and she is so excited. She's seen all of the major attractions. And
oh, which is the best one?
The Windsor.
That was the dramatic pause that you get at the end of all good soap operas. We'll find out a bit later which was the best one.
Yeah, what's exactly going on. We're taking a look here at one of the cheerleader choreographed displays that we're going to be seeing at 8 points along the parade route today. They have to work pretty hard, these girls. 8 times they have to go through this carefully choreographed routine. We're going to see it down here in full towards the end of the parade route, here in the finale area. But we're actually managing to get an advanced glimpse of one of the groups of cheerleaders in performance somewhere along the parade route. Here we are back at Piccadilly Circus here, seeing some more Rolls Royces pass on through. And these are much more modern than the ones we were looking at before, but still quite splendid vehicles, don't you think? I wouldn't mind one, would you?
So the geography of where we are then, Bob, so we talk about Piccadilly and those iconic huge screens. We're looking along, down as well through. We've got Trafalgar Square here. We're in Parliament Square, and these are all the iconic, the landmarks of London.
Exactly so. So, well, here we are. We're looking straight there at Admiral Lord Nelson, one-armed, one-eyed hero of the United Kingdom navies, or the English navies, who, of course, defeated the French at the Battle of Trafalgar, and hence we have Trafalgar Square and him on the top of his column there, keeping a beady eye on what's going on in London's New Year's Day parade. Admiral Lord Horatio Nelson.
And I can see no difference in the size of the crowds from just, 12 hours ago when we saw those fireworks, a bit longer than that now, those fireworks going off over the Thames too. They've been packed out from the fireworks on New Year's Eve to here on the parade. And we're seeing the heart there, the heart of Harrow, another of our boroughs, and what an image that is. And these are the heart balloons, the first of the London's New Year Day Parade, London Loves Life. balloons representing the health and the well-being aspect that you were drumming into me a bit earlier. Bob was being carried by students from Hendonsville High School Chamber Choir, and they performed at St Paul's Church, Covent Garden, a couple of days ago.
On Monday, just after we had the parade preview show there. And most importantly, they'll be performing again at Southwark Cathedral in a wonderful, wonderful concert on the tomorrow evening, 2nd of January. And it starts at 7:45. I think there's still a few tickets available, so if anybody wants to go and listen to these guys sing tomorrow along in ensemble choir with 3 other choirs and a wonderful young musician symphony orchestra, Ticketmaster is where to go and buy your ticket for Southwark Cathedral tomorrow evening.
Well, as they wind their way past Westminster Station, here comes Delaney High School Lions Roar marching band from Baltimore, Maryland, with Light 'Em Up by Fall Out Boy.
Yeah,
There's your tea, back in again.
I can manage it.
Barry Chesky, who I had a little chat to earlier as well, just so proud of the marching band, of those that have supported getting Delaney High School here as well.
And making their 3rd appearance at London's New Year's Day Parade. And every time it gets better. Here we go.
They've performed at Disney World in Orlando, Florida, and they're here performing for us at London's New Year's Day Parade.
Absolutely fantastic. The Delaney High School from Timonium, Maryland. The Lions Roar Band under the direction of Barry Chesky. 3rd appearance in London's New Year's Day Parade. And we hope we're going to see you again sometime in the not too distant future. But
hashtag.
Racing on. Oh, sorry about that.
Well, you can stumble over my hashtag if you want. A hashtag LNYDP, won't take it personally. Hello to Christmas Tree Ash, I think is the name she goes by. She's currently up at 6 a.m. waiting for the Marietta All-Star Marching Band. Good luck to all my friends, to Dina, to Isabel, and to Katie. Miss you all, so proud of you guys. Hello to everyone that's watching, wherever you are in the world, and what a treat coming up next.
We've got the first group of cheerleaders in performance for us down here, and they are performing to Rhythm Nation by
Love Train.
Very good.
Is that the Janet Jackson version? I might be tapping along to it. I know a big favourite of yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first cheerleader.
Doesn't get much better than that, does it, Caroline?
The world's best cheerleaders. Varsity All-American cheerleaders with a 70s classic, Love Train. Some 25,000 cheerleaders have taken part in the parade, and every time completely fresh.
Over a period of 32 years. They've been coming for 32 years, and they still delight and excite just the same way as they did at the beginning. There's our crowds up there in Piccadilly, or Piccadilly Circus there, the Criterion Theatre.
Everyone trying to strain for a view as well. We do have big screens up that they can watch the parade along with you too. Hello to Victor, who's enjoying from Cincinnati in Ohio. Happy New Year, Victor, to you too. To all those that are currently getting in touch, to Mira, to Rachel, thanks for being with us. #LNYDP.
And we're now having a